Hey, it's Reverend Stephanie Denise here, and I'm so excited to come to you. I want to talk to you today about embracing a fulfilling life of travel, intimacy, and love over 50. So, we're talking about embracing a fulfilling life of travel, intimacy, and love over 50. My beloved friends, today I come before you to speak on this topic. This topic is so close to my heart. It's close to my heart because I had to work through this. I had to actually release fear and release worry to be able to live a life filled with joy, to live a life filled with adventure, and to live a life filled with love, even after 50, even after divorce, even after my mother's passing, even after my father's passing, even after being an empty nester, right? All of these things. And so if I can do it, you definitely can do it too. Far, far too often, we allow the weight of our fears and our worries to hold us back from the abundant life that's waiting for us to just embrace it, right? But fear not, actually, I should say, fear not, right? Because I'm here to just share with you a path of liberation and a path of transformation. This is so important in this season after 50. Let us address first the worries, right? Because there are some real worries that bind us and there are some feats that we must conquer to be able to release the grip of fear. I was at a prayer breakfast yesterday, and one of the ladies at our table and I were talking, and she has a daughter who travels overseas and plays a sport overseas. I have a son who's on that trajectory right now. And so I was asking her, how was she able to release, control and know that everything was going to be all right and not have fear or worry or trepidation for her daughter, who is doing very similar to the trajectory my son is on. So she shared her story and it was so empowering. And I am learning too, right? Because sometimes I'm able to release fear and worry regarding myself. But when it comes to my adult children, it's a little bit harder for me, just to be honest. But fear not, this is the time for you to know that all you have to do is really trust that everything is going to be okay, right? We have to release the need to control every aspect of our lives. Instead, we have to trust in God's divine plan that is unfolding each step before us. The second worry that we have, so the first is the need to control, right? When we're out of control, that's a big fear. But the second worry that many of us have is the fear of failure. Have you ever worried about failing? Right? Now, let me tell you, when I got married, my biggest fear was that I would get divorced because my mother had gotten divorced, even though my her second marriage and my stepfather was the most beautiful man in the world. And we had almost 40 years with him, which was a true blessing before he passed. I still had that fear. And guess what? That fear came true, right? Almost as a self-fulfilling prophecy. So we have to let go of those worries about the fear of failure. Because we may fail, but guess what? We get to get back up again. We get to try again, right? That's the beauty of it. And we learn. We learn from our mistakes as well. So let go of the belief that mistakes define you. They're just stepping stones. They're just stepping stones on this path, on the path to growth and also on the path to resilience, right? We need to be resilient in this season. And then the third worry, the fear of judgment. Do you know how big that fear is? The fear of judgment, right? We actually worry about what other people think, right? We worry that other people will judge us. The only worry that we need to be worried about is God judging us, right? So we don't need to worry about what man or woman will say about us, right? So the fear of judgment is very real. Many people let that really define them, and they work their lives around that, not walking in their true, authentic, and genuine selves. So it is time, it's time to release the shackles of other people's opinions. Let them go. Release the shackles of other people's opinions and embrace the truth. Embrace your truth. Embrace the truth that you are worth it, right? Your worth is not defined by somebody else's words. Not at all. Your worth is not defined by somebody else's words. You are a child of God, wonderfully, awesomely created and made in the image and likeness of God. So know that you are worth it, right? This is the time to embrace uncertainty. You have to embrace uncertainty as an opportunity to grow. I know it gets hard, right? That fear of the unknown is sometimes is overwhelming, right? But embrace uncertainty as an opportunity for growth, and not only growth, also for transformation. It's only in the unknown times. It's only in the unknown times that we're able to discover our true potential. And so another worry we have, right? So guess I forgot to say what the fourth worry was. The fourth worry is um, fear of change. Fear of change, right? So that falls under uncertainty, right? When we're not certain about something, right? When it means changing something, that can be a little scary. I know that I had a pre-diabetes I guess assignment, so to speak. And I knew that there was no way. Now, I love chocolate. That's one of my favorite things in the world, especially a good chocolate chip cookie. I would eat chocolate chip cookies every single day. I kid you not. It didn't matter. It could be Crumble, it could be Costco, it could be homemade. It did not matter. Some form of chocolate chip cookies were, and if I was really down and I couldn't get to a good place, I would get those three chocolate chip cookies from McDonald's, you know, the ones that come in the bag, right? They used to be 3 for $1, but I think they're more than that now. But after that, pre-diabetes, they said, we want you to take these classes, we want you to watch these videos. Uh-uh. I changed up everything, right? Forget those chocolate chip cookies. Forget eating all of those carbs. Forget that. I do not want to live a life with diabetes. I'm sorry. No, thank you. Where they subscribe a medication that basically just keeps things at bay but doesn't heal anything. So we have to change, right? We have to change. We have to embrace that uncertainty and know that it's okay. It's okay to change. So I had to change the way I eat. And thank God, because I feel so much better. And now, the fifth and final worry that I want to talk about, the fifth and final worry is fear of aging. Fear of aging. I was telling somebody I used to dye my hair every 2 weeks, right? I would use the Beijing, I think, as Bigen, something like that. Anyway, I use that every 2 weeks to keep all this gray at bay. Now, my mother's hair before she passed was fully white. My grandmother's hair was fully white. My auntie's hair is fully white, right? This is what happens in my family. My cousin's hair, fully white, right? And we start to gray prematurely. I actually, at 53, have less gray. I think that all of those people I just mentioned were fully white by my age. So I'm a little bit behind the game as far as my family goes. Right, but I was dyeing my hair every 2 weeks to try to keep up. And also that was when I was still in the flat iron stage, right? So when I finally embraced, I'm getting older. I'm in my late 40s. Let's embrace this gray hair. You know what? Let's say no to the flat iron. Let's say no to the heat. Let's just lock it up and see what happens. Oh my God. It was like my world opened up. It opened up, right? Can you do that? Can you release the notion that youth is synonymous with beauty and vitality? Can you? We live here in America, and I'm going to tell you, here in America, right, everything is about being young. It's all about youth, and old people are set out to pasture, right? Old people are not taken care of, or I'm sorry if you're an older person. More mature people, forgive me, I wasn't being PC. More mature people are set out to pasture, right? People forget about them. Do you know, I spent a lot of time in Rwanda, and you know what was so beautiful when I was on the continent of Africa? You know what was so beautiful? Older people are respected and loved and revered and cared for, and such an integral part of the family. They are not put out to pasture. Their wisdom is so, so important. Hold on, someone is actually calling me. I'm going to pause. Okay, I'm back. So what I wanted to talk about is I was talking about Rwanda, and I was talking about how people who are older are actually revered and loved, and their wisdom is seen as so valuable, and their life experience is seen as so valuable. And so this is very, very important when you think about getting older, because here in the West, right? Many times the more mature we get, I was going to say older again, the more mature we get as we age, right? Our value goes down, as our perceived value goes down, maybe on our jobs or in our families. And that's because of the society that we live in today. But if you go into other cultures, especially outside of the West, you will see how important the elderly are within the community, right? So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit because that's a real fear for people. Aging is a real fear for people, right? So we have to embrace the challenges that come our way. And we also have to understand that these challenges of aging also cause us to be stronger and wiser and help us to know that you are capable. You're capable of overcoming any obstacles that may come your way, right? So let's talk about some new mindsets, right? Um, we have to know that we radiate love, right? And that love comes from within. And so because we radiate love and that love comes from within, that love helps us also and our new mindsets as we shift, right? Because we love ourselves, right? We want to be our best self. So that means that we're going to have to shift in our mindsets, right? We're going to have to shift. So, how do we go about shifting? Let me give you 5 new mindsets. 5 new mindsets that will help guide you on your journey to a fulfilling life. 5 new mindsets. The first mindset, of course, is gratitude. If you don't have a pen or paper, grab a pen or paper, and also you could write this in the notes section. Gratitude. Cultivating a heart filled with appreciation for the blessings, great and small. Oh my goodness. This is a part of beauty for each and every day, right? So definitely be grateful, have gratitude. The second mindset is resilience. Resilience, right? Are you able to, I said it earlier, are you able to embrace challenges, right? Because those challenges are going to be opportunities. Those opportunities are going to help you to be stronger and wiser, right? Knowing that you can overcome anything that's coming your way. The third mindset, oh, this one is such a hard one. Vulnerability, vulnerability. Now, I talked earlier about going to a prayer breakfast. And one of the things that I did was I was blessed, I was gifted tickets to the prayer breakfast, which I thought was absolutely beautiful. and I was gifted 2 tickets to the prayer breakfast. So I asked a fellow teacher, right? Many of you know that I am still in the classroom with the chickadees. I love my fifth graders. So I asked a fellow fifth grade teacher who I teach with, would she like to come to the prayer breakfast with me? Of course, she said yes, right? And that was absolutely amazing. But now we're talking about the third mindset, which is vulnerability, right? So she knows me in the context as a teacher. Well, before that breakfast was over, they asked the ministers and reverends who worked at that church to come forward and pray. And we did, right? We did what we were called to do, right? We did what God has called us to do as well. Now, I haven't talked to her because after the prayer breakfast was over, she left really, really quickly. I did send her a text telling her, thank you for coming, letting her know how much I appreciate her and love her. And, but we did not debrief or talk, right? And so she was seeing me in a whole different light. And oftentimes, I must admit, I keep my work life very separate from, my church life, my family life, home life, right? So this is a time of a merging of the two, work life and church life. And that is a very vulnerable place. So I don't know yet what the outcome from that's going to be. But I will say this, open up your heart to the beauty of intimacy and connection, right? Knowing that strength lies in the ability to be authentic and vulnerable with others, right? I think that so many times we're guarded. We're guarded. We have our walls up. And when we have our walls up, it causes us or it hinders us from not being able to really connect with others. Okay, so be vulnerable. Be vulnerable. It's okay. God has your back. And the fourth mindset is curiosity. Are you curious? Approach life with a sense of wonder and exploration. For the world is so vast, it is great, it's brimming with opportunities, just waiting to be discovered. But you got to approach life with that wonder and exploration so that you can actually see what's out there. And here's the fifth mindset, and I've alluded to this before. Love, 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 and love, right? Shower yourself and shower others with compassion, with kindness, with love, right? This is so important. With understanding also, right? It's love that is the thing that truly enriches our lives. Love is the most important thing. There's a song called Love is the Answer, one of my favorite songs. Love is the answer, right? So when we understand that love enriches our lives and fills our hearts with boundless joy, we'll be able to move forward, right? So, as we embark on this journey of liberation and transformation, let us continue to draw inspiration from the words of Proverbs, right? 3, Proverbs, the 3rd chapter, 5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart. Lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him, and he will make your path straight, right? And let's also submit to Psalms 34:4. I sought the Lord, and he answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. In closing, I invite you, dear listeners, to release the chains of fear, release the chains of bondage that bind you, and step into the light and a life filled with travel, a life filled with intimacy, a life filled with love over 50. You deserve it. If you heard something here today that you like, please like this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to spread the message of liberation and transformation to all who seek it and embrace a life of fulfillment and joy over 50. May you walk in the light and love and abundance of God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And may blessings accompany you on your journey.